Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. This is HD, and I'm bringing you guys another HD commentary with two pretty good players today. One of them here is going to be Desro. He's an orange Protoss down in the bottom left-hand corner of Shatter Temple, and he's actually a Canadian player who obviously played for Canada, and he played for Team VT for some time as well. Lately hasn't been playing too many games. You know, he's still a very solid Protoss player nonetheless. But really, the reason why I'm bringing this game to you guys is because of this guy over here. Everyone knows who this is. This is, of course, Liquid TLO, otherwise known as the Little One, before he joined on with Team Liquid to represent them. Also hailing from Germany, he's, honestly, he's been the forerunner of StarCraft 2, if you will. It's kind of like, honestly, he's the most explosive player in the StarCraft 2 community. And when you think about StarCraft 2 and where it was rooted from, and the players that really come to mind, Whiterun, the Little One, HDRA, obviously all these guys are big names. You can't really have StarCraft 2 without TLO, now that I think about it. He's the fan favorite. He's been in everyone's hearts and minds for so long in the StarCraft community. It's kind of like Muhammad Ali in boxing, or you know, Jerry Rice and football. I don't know what other examples. Michael Jordan and the NBA, obviously. So really, he's rooted himself down in the StarCraft 2 community, and I guess it's a little sad that, you know, he was on essentially he was on injured reserve. These guys are professional players, man. They get injuries too, right? Maybe not as much as like football or anything like that, but you know, the Little One was on injured reserve for some time. His doctor told him, look, you've got carpal tunnel in your arms and your wrists. I don't know if you can get it in your arms, you know, your wrists, your hands, and you can't play anymore. You can't play StarCraft 2. So on doctor's orders, he stopped playing StarCraft 2. That's pretty monumental. I mean, that's your career. That's what everyone knows you for. That's your living, you know? I mean, the Little One was playing this for a living, and he was blowing up because of it, and he had to stop. You got to imagine the psychological kind of effect that had on him. But, you know, recently he started playing again. He's making his way back. And I was talking to Pain User about this a few days ago, actually this morning, I think, at IPL. And I think we agreed on the point that, you know, being a pro gamer, it's kind of like riding a bicycle. You're going to be rusty, but when you come back, you still, as long as you are a mentally intelligent player, you still got it in you. You bring it back, you come back 110%, and you eventually will get back to that level, and then some. You know, it's not like, this game isn't like World of Warcraft or anything like that. World of Warcraft, you know, it's one of those games where you stop, you're pretty much screwed. You're going to be way behind the curve. StarCraft 2 is not quite like that, because a lot of it is in your head. And, you know, it's natural. If you're good, then you're going to be good. So, I guess that's enough of me talking about the Little One. I mean, gosh, I'm just gushing all over my cheeks right now. I'm turning red. Can you guys see? But yeah, I've always been a big TLO fan, as you guys all know. He honestly is one of the reasons I think that StarCraft 2 is so big as it is today. Just one of the most explosive players I've ever seen. So that's really that. Now it looks like we do have Desro here with a probe in the middle of the map controlling the tower, and that probe should be paid overtime. Look at that guy. He's doing 3 different things at once. Not only is he mining more minerals than his brothers, he's also controlling the Xel'Naga tower, and he's scouting. So what a baller probe that is. And I guess that Stalker is coming to relieve him of duty now. You are relieved. Alright, so Desro going to come in here with a Stalker. And TLO already landing that orbital command that he was building inside his base down at the natural. So he's really looking to get that eco going. Good for him, you know. Macro play is usually the safe way to play. Desro also going for a Nexus pretty quickly here as well, and it looks like he's going to have a robotics facility coming after the gateway. So, you know, quick robotics here isn't entirely out of the metagame now. In fact, if anything, it's coming back into the normal way to play, I guess you could say. And the reason why I say that is because a quick robotics facility gives you the freedom to get not only observers, but it also allows you to go right into Colossus, and that's something that Protoss players have really been liking a lot. They've really been all about the quick Colossus. They just, I don't know, for whatever reason, they're like, oh, Colossus, they make me feel warm and fuzzy inside, so why not get them sooner rather than later? And I can't argue with that. I mean, as a Zerg player, if I could get Ultralisks earlier, you bet your ass I'd get Ultralisks earlier. So, yeah, if Desro does prove me right here, if he goes for a quick Colossus, I'm going to feel pretty giddy. for predicting it, but you know, if not, I could be totally wrong. He could be using it for something else. Maybe just to spam observers, which looks like what he's doing right now. He's already got one on the field and he's making a second one. But you can never have too many observers. That's what I always say. The more scouts, the better. The more vision you have on the map, the better. And the more lag you have, the better. Not always, obviously. But there's a second obs now out on the field. So that's 2. TLO is sticking with what seems to be stim and combat shields. SCV over there just went down to 2 sentries. So nothing too major there. And TLO actually had to burn the scan there because he knew his SCV wasn't going to make it into the main. But with that scan now, he knows he's going, you know, Desra's going for the gateways, the robotics. But he doesn't quite fully know yet where Desra's going to go from here. I mean, it could just be a 5-gate Robo. It could be a quick tech into Colossus. It could be a Twilight Council. Really, it's a lot of opportunities here for Protoss. The little one throwing up 2 starports. That's interesting. If you guys see in the production tab on the top left, there are 2 starports going down rather than 1. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, that observer does have control over the middle here, and that's a pretty key observer because it's going to be able to see absolutely everything that TLO does, every movement that he makes, even every blink, really, every little flinch that TLO does. Desra's going to be keeping tabs on that, and that's pretty key for Protoss players to always have. And that's why, if you're a Protoss player, you got to take advantage of every little aspect, every advantage in StarCraft 2 must be exploited. And Protoss have a significant advantage when it comes to scouting. You know, observers are very cheap, they're very efficient. Get them. I mean, just get as many as you can out on the field. They're money. So, speaking of money, Desra looking like he wants to get the money at the top left-hand corner of the map. Can't blame him for that. Also getting Twilight Council with charge. And now the medevacs coming into play. Now this is interesting. Like I said before, TLO getting 2 starports, and he's producing medevacs 3 at a time. This is really intriguing. A lot of times, you know, Terran players will just get 1 starport with the reactor and produce 2 at a time. But he's producing 3 because he's got that extra starport, so he's going to have a liberal amount of medevacs here, and he's going to have a lot of green beams shooting from the sky. Essentially, he's got universal healthcare. Jeez, let TLO run for president. He can get this economy, or he can get this healthcare system sorted out. So he's got a lot of medevacs here, and he can stim pretty liberally as a result. So his Marines are super agile. They do a lot of damage. TLO here, you know, he's not in a horrible spot. In fact, he's the one being aggressive here. Remember, guys, he can pull away with his stimmed up Marines. In fact, he's doing a pretty good job so far, and 3 more medevacs coming to join the fray, so that's a total of 6 medevacs. TLO has 1 medevac for every 2 Marines. If we had 1 doctor for every 2 sick patients in the world, I mean, give me a break, no one would die. So the little one here just has so many medevacs, he can just attack liberally, even though his army is 1,000,000 times smaller than those stalkers, sentries, and immortals. It really doesn't matter, and now, you know, Desra being smart, using his stalkers to snipe off the medevacs, and letting his immortals kind of do the slay work down on the ground, and as a result, TLO will pull away. But, wow, I think TLO got really cost-effective with that attack. I mean, honestly, if he hadn't lost those medevacs, I think he would actually be ahead right now, but it's probably pretty even at this point. If anything, actually, Desra's a little bit ahead. So, maybe he wasn't cost-effective with that. I don't know. I guess that a lot of that came down to him making so many medevacs off of 2 starports, and he lost them, so that kind of sucks. And you guys saw in that units lost tab earlier, he lost quite a few medevacs. So, I don't know. Intriguing play from the little one. Certainly, his healthcare system needs no fixing. That's for damn sure. So he's got a lot of investment into those medevacs. And right now, getting another command center on the way. He's also got Mobius Reactor for his Ghost, so he will be transitioning into the very common, very typical and standard Ghost. By the way, guys, this is pre-patch Protoss buff. I'm just going to call the patch Protoss buffing because Protoss got a huge buff in the recent patch. Basically, Protoss shields are great now. All Protoss upgrades are great now. Protoss good, Terran bad. That's the essential gist of this newest patch, and Terran's EMP Shockwave even getting a little bit of a nerf stick. So I think they decreased in range from 2 to 1.5, so a 25% decrease in range on the EMP, which really hurts Terrans against Protoss. And it actually hurts Terrans even more against Zerg, because now you're probably going to have a hard time hitting more than 2 Infestors with a single EMP shot. So certainly a big change in the name of the game here, and you know, I think Blizzard did that in response to Protoss just having a horrible time in the top level tournaments at actually winning. So that makes a lot of sense. But here we go. The little one moving across the middle of the map, being pretty aggressive here once again. This is keys for the little one to victory. I mean, the little one is just known for being ultra aggressive. He's setting up an attack here. Now, there are 2 photon cannons there, but it looks like Desro also bringing his main army back over here, and he should be able to deal with this pretty easily. I mean, look at the Guardian Shield and the amount of Zealots on the ground. Those Zealots are, I believe they have charge ready already. They should at least. So I don't know if those Marines and those Marauders really want to engage there. It's probably not the best spot. The little one's probably going to want to get away from that because he's flirting with fire and death right now. And speaking of fire and death, of all things fiery and gory and death-inducing, we have nukes coming down right now. In fact, 3 Ghost Academies with 2 nukes on the way. What the freak is going on? The little one is actually building nuclear missiles right now. Unbelievable. And this is what TLO has really been known for, is just creative, innovative play. Down to the T, crossing the T's, dotting the I's. He is one of the most exciting players to watch. I'm going to say it right now. I think TLO is one of the most exciting players to watch, and he's going for nuclear missiles here in a Terran versus Protoss, which is absolutely unheard of. I mean, I'm getting so excited right now. I'm getting hiccups while I'm casting. This is the first time I'm ever getting hiccups while I'm casting a game. So that's just, I don't know. Even my voice, my throat can't handle the excitement right now. So the little one going for nuclear missiles right now. This is incredible. So this game's about to get quite hectic. He's going with a quintuple medevac drop here into the Desro's main, and Desro, oh my god, double nuke going down right now. So TLO gonna drop a double nuke to the north, and he's trying to bait Desro's army into the nuclear missiles, but I think Desro does see this. He's walking his forces into the Marines and Marauders, trying to get out of the range of the nukes, but TLO here going in. The nukes have fallen. TLO is actually going into the top here, but his forces get caught by Stalkers in the middle of the field. So Desro, I think, doing a magnificent job of defending this double assault. That Ghost was getting all the medevac energy and healing. What a greedy little ghost that guy was, or should I say, I guess he was the top payer in TLO's healthcare system, one of the richest guys, I guess you could say, getting the best advanced healthcare. But getting back to this game, Desro just doing a great job of deflecting not only the aggression in his base, but also the aggression at the front. And I see where TLO was going with that. You know, he had a plan A, go in and nuke, do damage to the main. If all else fails, plan B, attack and strike the natural, and that should work. Unfortunately, it did not. And oh my god, the little one going to lose 3 of his medevacs here. And that was really one of the things that was kind of going great for him this game, was just the raw amount of medevacs he had in the air was just, you know, he was filling the skies with those little girls. And now he's lost quite a bit of his air fleet. Now just down to 5. He originally would have had, I don't know, 5 plus 3 plus the other 3 he lost in the first attack. He would have had 11 total. Scratch that. We do have a triple nuke going off right here. I was going to say 1 nuke, 2 nuke, no, 3 nuke. And so 3 nukes going off into the main of Desro, and even if these nukes don't hit the probes, they are going to absolutely devastate the Protoss infrastructure. Boom, that one drops. Boom, that one drops. And the 3rd nuke going to go down and finish off the forge, the warp gate, the pylon, the cybernetics core just almost dead. The robotics facility falling to a snipe. Unbelievable. Well, not really a snipe. The Ghost auto attack, and the cybernetics core just everything, the entire Protoss base electrocuted. You see electrical shocks just arcing from Protoss building to Protoss building, and if this was a Terran facility, that building would be burning right now, and thankfully for a Protoss player, they don't have to worry about that. But Desro's got to get a probe back in here. He's got to I don't know, rewarp in some new power and get his facilities back online, because that was one of the most devastating nukes I've ever seen in terms of just raw infrastructural damage. That cybernetics core just stuck researching the +2 weapons. There you guys see it on the production tab. It's frozen in time. So the little one basically going in there with a chrono, I don't know, what is that move in Dota that the Time Walker uses? Chrono Shield or something? Freezing time for the Protoss player. Stealing Protoss's abilities here, but alright, so we've got another nuke going in the middle, excuse me, another Ghost in the middle of the map, and the little one Still a very creative player here. It looks like he's going to gear up for a nuke at the top, but an observer straddling itself on that ghost. So very, very wise by Desro, just kind of keeping that observer mounted on all cloaked ghosts. He just doesn't want any more nuking shenanigans. He knows the cat's out of the bag now. He's going to be building observers quite liberally to stay on par with the little one's ghost count. And I don't know if the ghosts are really going to work that much anymore, because just the amount of observers there will be on the map now is going to be quite high. But there you have it, more nukes coming down. One nuke going, but I think the little red dot should be seen. Do you see the little red dot, Desro? Do you see it? Yes, you should. You see the little red dot, and Desro is just going to push right past it. And now the little one getting a little bit desperate, because this army is getting closer and closer to knocking on his front door, and you do not want a Protoss army like that knocking on your front door. So thankfully, the little one actually pushing Desro back, Desro deciding to pull back, and the nuke canceling. Another nuke getting dropped on the Zelnaga Tower. Now Liquid, the little one, is he going to pull off a miracle here? He's actually baiting the Protoss army like a fish on a hook. Desro completely oblivious to this, and the nuclear missile's going to fall. Unbelievable nuke. Unbelievable nuclear fallout here. An absolute nuclear Protoss apocalypse. Oh my god, the entire Protoss army just eating it. And that was one of the best nukes I have ever seen in my casting career. I'm pretty damn sure that's one of the best nukes TLO's ever had in his career. Man, somebody tell the little one he is a madman. He's a sicko. I mean, seriously, that was one of the most wild, random, black in the dark, blue wild shots I've ever seen. He just shot it at the Zelnaga Tower, using the tower as kind of a way to kind of disguise the little red dot. And then even pulling his entire army forward to bait Desro back in. That was just genius and insanity mixed into one. I want a little bit of whatever the little one's smoking. I want it right now. I bet his doctor prescribed him something medical, and I want it. And now he's dropping another nuke at the gold. Oh god! All the probes are gonna go down, and kaboom! Glorious for the little one. That is glorious. And only one probe surviving out of that, so the probe kind of, I'm sure he's scared after that. He just wants to stay inside this data simulator for the rest of his days as a probe. But the little one just landing two absolutely devastating nukes this game. Look at the units lost tab. Desro now skyrocketing in the wrong direction, which is up on that tab. And the little one just having the last laugh in this game. Oh my god, more nukes getting launched now inside the main of the Protoss player. Meanwhile, an engagement in the middle of the map that the little one's just kind of toying right now, playing cat and mouse, as he's really, his main objective here is just to eradicate the Protoss main and just take it down. He's burning the roof down. The roof is on fire. What? Because the little one's in your base nuking your shizzle downtown. And looks like Desro here with a warp prism harass, trying to, I guess, get back in this game. And look at that, a mule coming down. What the heck is the little one doing? Now at this point, I don't know if that's a taunt. Is he just using that mule to repair Medivacs? I'm confused. Okay, so that warp prism back there isn't quite doing anything right now, but the little one is gonna go ahead and pick up his entire army, so the mule will not get any heal action in. And look at that ghost. Oh my god, that ghost is in that army and it's decloaked. Oh, that could be the luckiest ghost of all time if Desro does not turn around and fire. And there we go. Okay, so that ghost almost made it. It's like, guys, I want to make it out alive. And now it looks like Desro is going to come in with 3 Templar. Nice harass right there. Kills off a significant amount of SCVs and mules. So, you know, at this point, it's almost like a mental thing. Desro has taken so many hits to the face, just a blast after blast of nuclear radiation, and finally Desro just kind of having enough. And I guess he's kind of telling himself, enough of this. I need to get back in this game. He did the warp prism harass with the Templar. He certainly killed off some SCVs, so he's trying to get back into it. But the little one is still in control of this game, and looks like he's sending this squad here, this squadron of Marines and Marauders. In fact, a double squadron. He's got Delta Force A and I don't know, Alpha Force C over here to the top right. So he's got 2 different armies just kind of picking apart the Protoss right now. In fact, it's 3 different armies now. The little one, the master of squad coordinated attacks. And launching nukes, yes I know. So he's launching nukes, he's attacking with 3 different parties. He is just picking Desro apart surgically. The little one is a surgeon right now. He is just, he is surgically manipulating the Protoss player to falling apart. Essentially, he is just ripping out piece after piece of critical Protoss component. you know, taking out pylons, taking out that pylon, striking the economy, nuking here, nuking there, nuking the main Protoss army. He is just making this game work. And he is asserting his absolute dominance over Desro. And Desro right now, in catch-up mode, you guys can see that reflected in the fact that he is getting a Dark Shrine. In the top left-hand corner, yes, that is a Dark Shrine being made right now. So, yeah, absolutely, Desro is in a big, big hole right now. And you know what that hole was made out of? The nuclear missile that that TLO shot down into the middle of the Earth. So, I don't know, Desro's got a big and tall hole to climb out of. And as tall as a Dark Shrine is, I don't know if that's going to be enough for him to get out of that hole. So we'll have to see. Zealots now attacking those Marauders. Unfortunately, those Marauders are pretty beefy. And a stim going down for good measure as well. Of course, medevac count for TLO still pretty exceptional this game. That army for the Protoss player, though, Desro's still not out of it, guys. Don't count him out. He's still got a pretty sizable army of Charge Lots, Archons, and Colossi. And if you're a Terran player, you know that that's a pretty scary army. So it's certainly anybody's game still. TLO has the advantage, but you know, one foul up by the little one and one big play by Desro could be the determining factor. Now, more nukes coming down by TLO, almost like a taunting nuke. I mean, he doesn't really need to do it. He could just engage the Protoss army head up, but he's going to drop some nukes for the hell of it anyways, I guess. Yeah, he's just slaying Desro right now. In fact, talk about slaying those immortals now regulated to the gatekeepers, just making sure no more nukes go off inside the base. Now they're going to go down though to the hands of that massive Marine and Marauder ball, and we could just have one huge engagement in the middle of the map here, and we'll just have to see what happens. Now another big nuke coming down here, and oh my god, the little one actually holding his ground here. This is so ballsy from the little one. The little one is holding his ground. He is not budging an inch. He wants to land this nuke right in the middle of this entire ball, but the nuclear dot goes away, and Desro actually kills off the ghost. Oh my god, the little one with the biggest plan I've ever seen, and it just completely backfired in his face. I mean, the little one, as little as he is, he has the biggest balls, the balls of steel. I'll say it right now, he has balls of steel. He just tried to pull off one of the most courageous moves I have ever seen, and literally, the little one just commented on it right there. It was 1 second away from going off, and it didn't. I can't believe it. And now he's kind of thrown this game right back to Desro, and in desperation mode now trying to drop 2 defensive nukes. I think he's behind now as a result of that, so he just wiped out all credibility that he got from, you know, with the great nuke earlier, and he just kind of wiped it away with that horrible nuke right there. But I just don't understand TLO's decision-making thought process right there, because he had everything to lose and really nothing to gain. He was already ahead in this game. He didn't need to pull off a move like that. That's a move you pull off when, oh god. That's a move you pull off when you have everything to lose. Excuse me, when you have everything to gain and nothing to lose. When you're essentially behind in a game. That's when you pull off some kind of a maneuver like that. But apparently, I don't know, the little one just is the little one. And you can't critique his play because he is a baller no matter what happens. So that's that. That was one of the most insane Protoss versus Terran games I have seen in quite some time. That was quite literally the word epic. You look it up in a dictionary and you will see this game. With one picture of the little one, you know, and a nuke going off greatly, and one picture going off not so good. So anyways, let's just take a look at this one more time. I want to show you guys because that was just insane. The timing on that, I think, was literally a nanosecond away from dropping, and I'm assuming the ghost just went down to splash fire from the Archons and Colossus. Let's see. I don't know. Let's find out. I mean, that was just such a big battle. It was such a big blur. I don't think Desro saw the ghost. Certainly, he didn't see the nuclear dot, because if he did, I don't think he would have fought there. Number 2, yeah, I don't think he saw the ghost, period. So we'll have to see. Now, here we go. Desro's ghost is like, alright, guys, get in front of me and hold down the fort. Don't let him reach me. And the Marines of Mars are like, alright, dude, we got you. So they're in the front. The Chargers are trying to get in the back. The ghost is firing his nuke off, but the ghost is running out of energy. Look at that. It runs out of cloak just right there, and oh, it goes down as the dot was just seconds from landing, and if it had landed, man, that battle would have gone completely the other way. Or maybe not completely the other way. I mean, everything would have died, so both players would have been at a loss. But let's just take a look at that dot one more time. it's such a big blur, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that nuke is just bare seconds from low. Oh, God! I mean, literally, that was a second away. So the little one telling his men to stand their ground, but at the end of the day, it was for nothing. It was for naught. So one of the biggest stands in the history of StarCraft 2. And unfortunately, none of those men will be remembered for their valiant effort in today's battle and tonight's battle. I enjoyed this cast immensely. I hope you guys did as well. If you guys get a chance, make sure to follow me on Twitter and Facebook. If you guys just go to Twitter and Facebook and type in HD StarCraft, you guys can find me pretty easily. And if you guys can, of course, follow me on YouTube or subscribe to me on YouTube. That's pretty easy to do. Just hit my YouTube page in the top left or go to youtube.com/HDStarcraft. I'll have more videos for you guys coming out very, very soon. That was just one huge game that I'm going to have to swallow the pill on before I move on to the next one. But for the next one, I think I'm going to do a Failcraft game that I found at work. So this one should be pretty good. I hope you guys enjoyed this cast, though. I certainly did. And yeah, guys, just let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. This is HD, signing out till next time.